Hey everyone, Tom here, and I'm back for another nursery walk. And you can probably tell I'm in an enclosed room right now. It's pretty cold, even though today's a nice warm day in February. But I'm actually in our seed cooler, and this is where we store all the seed that we went out and collected from the, well, not always the year before, but sometimes the 2 or 3 years before. We'll keep a couple years of seed in here. And this is just how we store it. You got to store it in a cool, dry place, just so it doesn't, one, it doesn't mold, and then two, it doesn't germinate. So we have probably close to 300 different species of seeds in here, all labeled what the year is, what the weight is. Like this is bag number 3 of, I don't know how many there actually are, but it's a little bit less than a pound, and what the species is. We got to keep really good records, and then internally we don't write it on the bag always, but we'll know where we got these seeds from too. Sometimes we can't actually get the seed out in the wild, and we'll buy it, a couple things in, like we bought this from Ernst Seed out in Pennsylvania to fulfill a project or fulfill a contract that we already had. So, and then what we'll do next, sometimes when we have our idea of what we are going to grow for the year, is we'll actually start to stratify that seed. So we'll take the seed, we'll mix it, sometimes it's with sand, sometimes it's with a different soil media or soilless media. This is probably something like Pro Mix in here, and we will stratify that seed. Some of the seed just needs a cool, moist environment and needs that little bit of soil around it to help it germinate. Not everything does, but a handful of things do. And it's just one of the ways that we'll get the seed ready to germinate, especially stuff with a hard seed coat like Iris Versicolor, like this here. This is gonna need a little bit more time to break down that seed coat and germinate. And if I can get the bag open, I might be able to show you and get it in the light a little bit. You can see there's a couple seeds. I think that's one right there. There's a couple seeds that you can see in there, and that's how we'll stratify our seed. And now that we're in February, that process has been underway sometimes for a couple months already. Some of the stuff we won't plant until March or even April sometimes, depending on what the demand is for that plant and what our greenhouse space looks like for that plant. Other times we're gonna actually, well, some of the stuff we're gonna be planting already, which is what I'm gonna show you next. And you're probably wondering what's in these white buckets, and this is how we keep some of our aquatic type species, just to keep them, like this is Spartina alterniflora here, and we'll keep them in buckets instead of bags, just because we have so much of it. So I'm gonna take you into the greenhouse next. All right, we're heading into the greenhouse, and ooh, a lot warmer in here. A little breezy outside. Probably a little noisy in here. That's because we have fans running to keep the air moving inside this greenhouse. You don't want that stagnant air. It can create some disease pressures. So what we'll do in here is take our propagation trays. I think this is a 392 tray. We'll take these. You can see they're partially filled already. We'll do this. And that's so when we make our seed mix, and when I say seed mix, we're mixing the seed with another media substrate. It's so that we aren't filling in the entire cell, and we're only filling in the top maybe 1/4 inch or less where that seed has the potential to germinate. If we didn't do that, a seed that ended up all the way down in the bottom of this tray, in the bottom of that cell right here, it wouldn't germinate. There's no way it could get all the way through the top, and it's never going to come up. It's a wasted seed in that sense. So we fill in the trays like this so that we don't waste all that seed. And then we'll come in and take this media, something like this, mix it with a little water, mix it with our seed, whether it's been stratified in a media already, like sand or bark or Pro Mix or something like that. We'll mix it with this kind of media, like a germination type media. And so you have the seed mixed with that, and we'll just kind of smear it over top using this method. It's very simple. So we'll actually fill this with that soil. We'll put the seed on a table like that little table over there, and you just use this concrete mortar or a concrete spreader, like to spread the seed media across the top. And then you get this over here, which is some of the stuff that we've been doing today. So after that, you got to get it moist on top so that it can, it doesn't dry out too much. So this is some Panicum regatum that we seeded about 2 weeks ago, looks like now. So yeah, about 2 weeks ago we seeded this, and it should be coming up probably any day now. In fact, as we look down this way, we can see there's something that's already started to come up. It actually looks, sometimes you can't see it from this angle, but when you get down like this, you can see, oh, there's something green coming up there, and it's really, really little. The tallest ones might be ½ inch tall. Here's some Panicum marum. That's what this tray is. But you can see they're just starting to come up. A little bit further down, Phainoplectus atrivirans is really starting to come up, and you can see each one's a little bit different. These threads of the Phainoplectus, or the green bulrush, look a bit different than the Panicum marum that I just showed you. So it's a pretty cool time of year in here when you get this kind of color, and as time goes on, you'll see all of this will become like a thick green. It almost looks like a thick green shag carpet. So it's just a really cool time of year in the nursery. A lot going on. This is when we really kick off. Not that there wasn't a lot going on in December and January and February this year. It's been a busy winter. There's a lot of little fires we had to put out, and I'm sure some of you know in the nursery industry how there's shortages on everything. There's shortages on plastic. Thank God we order them really, really early. Now there's shortages on peat moss. Another thing we order early, but due to some big orders, we're already running out of some of these supplies. So it's gonna be an interesting year, but it's been a lot of fun so far. We're really kicking into the planting side of things, and I can't wait to show you more of that. In fact, as we walk outside here, I'll show you something else we've been doing, and that is planting some of our pots. So these are some of the things we planted today. Looks like it's cornus amomum, and this is the tubelings that I've shown in previous videos last year. What we actually do is take those tubelings. So this is a 72 cell tubling, and that is what we'll plant in these on, I'll get that a little deeper in there. Don't want it to be the roots too exposed. So we'll plant these in, these are our #1 pots. And so yeah, we'll plant these in this time of year as well. I'll get my focus back on. And then they're gonna go out into the field probably tomorrow morning. They'll get them out, spaced out, and ready to start growing as things get warmer and warmer as the months go on. And you can see there's a couple different species here. It's not all cornus amomum. This is cornus racemosa. Let's see what this green stuff is up here. So all in all, we grow probably close to 300 total species. So plethora alnifolia. There's a sweet pepper bush, one of my favorite plants. This looks like some kind of rose over here, right? Oh, nope, Sambucus canadensis. Another really cool plant. So that's actually one of my favorite plants as well. I have a lot of favorite plants the more I think of it. So they all end up being my favorite at some point. Oh, we even got more over here. And I know I saw the guys potting up some #7s the other day. So hopefully I'll bring you in the potting barn next week and show you that as well. So some pretty cool stuff. It's a pretty, oh, here we got some, looks like Juniperus virginiana #1s, or Eastern Red Cedar. So this is another pretty unique plant. It's a, if you like evergreens, this is a pretty nice plant in this size. It's just they look like mini Christmas trees. So, and then they're a really cool color this time of year as well. As you can see, they're almost like a purple, but a couple months they'll be nice and green and filled out and probably going on 18 inches tall. So all right, kicking back into the new year, and what a way to start with our seeding and potting. So talk to you guys later.